He started as the coach of the Toledo Storm, patiently waiting for the completion of the new downtown arena. Nick Vitucci will always have a special place in Toledo hockey history as the first coach ever of the Toledo Walleye. Tonight, we go one-on-one with Nick Vitucci. First of all, Nick, thanks for coming in tonight. I really appreciate it. Let's talk a little bit about, let's go back to the USA-Canada.
Oh, yeah.
I know you're a Canadian.
Yes.
I guess you were pulling for those people north of the border.
I was, I was, but I'm a U.S. citizen now as well, so I couldn't lose either way, and either way I won a gold or a silver medal. But I think it was great for hockey, Joe. Hopefully that'll give the NHL the leverage they need to maybe get on a major station in the U.S. here and really get hockey to the forefront where I, being a Canadian, believes it should be. And the Olympics were fantastic. I thought the hockey was probably one of the more popular events, and where I was when that happened, the establishment I was in was certainly packed and a lot of people cheering. But I thought it was a great game.
Well, what I think is what it did too is it got people that normally wouldn't watch a hockey game really into it. Whether you're rooting for the U.S. or Canada, sure, both sides, just the Olympic spirit, just really introducing some people to the game that might not get that chance. Yeah,
absolutely. And I think the hoopla around it and all the interviews and the background work that they did building up the game was fantastic, and only fitting that one of the biggest superstars in the game was the one who turned out to be the hero. But Sidney Crosby has represented hockey so well since he turned into a professional hockey player, and it was fitting that he ended up being the hero that night.
Let's talk a little bit about the Toledo Walleye. Yeah. You guys are having a pretty good season, moving up in the standings. Obviously, the big news is people are coming out in big record numbers to see, already setting a record for hockey attendance.
Well, we're pleased with it, obviously, and from the player standpoint, what a great atmosphere to play in every night, and we've got such a supportive fan base, and everyone seems to be enjoying themselves down there at the Lucas County Arena, and from the hockey standpoint, we're battling for a playoff spot right now. Our roster has been turned upside down and sideways as of late with call-ups and things like that, but we're doing what we can to try and keep ourselves in this playoff race. But again, the fans have been fantastic, the support has been great, and it's an awesome feeling playing in the Lucas County Arena in front of 8,000 plus fans.
It has to be tough, though. As you mentioned, you're associated with the Chicago Blackhawks and the Detroit Red Wings. There's constant call-ups, back and forth between Kalamazoo and other places in the different leagues and whatnot. Is it hard for you to you feel like you get a front line and get a group of guys who are playing really well together, then all of a sudden, whoop, one of them's gone or one of them's back, and vice versa?
It really has been hard, Joe. Really the first time in my career, because in the past we've only seen maybe 2 or 3 players at a time from our affiliations, where this year at times we've had 9 or 10 of them. So when you're losing them and they're going in all different directions, it's been hard because you're replacing very good players who have gone on to bigger and better things with, at this time of the year, maybe not the caliber of player that you're losing. So with that, and then the chemistry, hockey is such a chemistry sport, and your line mates knowing where they are and they knowing where you are, when you're constantly changing the line combinations, trying to find that right chemistry, it's tough on the players as well. And we're certainly out of our comfort zone right now with the player movement, but we're going to do our best at keeping ourselves in this playoff race.
Yeah, what do you tell some of the players that get called up and then they're back and forth? Do they get discouraged, or is it, hey, it's part of the game and I'm trying to work myself up to where I can stay at some of those higher leagues?
Well, a lot of them, it might be discouraging at first, but then they know they come down here and they can be an everyday player and they can play in key situations which they might not be playing at the next level. It's great telling a player, though, that he's getting called up, just to see that excitement on his face as well, because for them that's one step closer to their dream of playing in the National Hockey League, so it goes with the territory and certainly part of the job.
How much interaction do you have with, say, the Red Wings or the Blackhawks?
Quite a bit with the Red Wings and the Blackhawks. Obviously, we work with them. The teams in our league, the coaches are always talking with each other and throwing different players out there to see what kind of bites they may get in a possible trade. So we're always in communication with the coaches. But I have a great line of communication with both the Red Wings and the Blackhawks, and it's great to have those two affiliations because they are so easy to talk to, bounce things off of, and lean on them if we need a player or two at certain times.
When you're coming down the stretch here and you're trying to make the playoffs, obviously this is stuff that you've been doing all year, but practice-wise, so what do you work on in practice? What kind of things do you work on when you have different players being shuffled in and out of the lineup?
Well, a lot of it is just keeping everybody on the same page and really working on our systems and walking through things. We try and break it up day by day, like usually on Monday, the first day after the weekend, if we're practicing, is going to be more of an endurance practice and skating and drills that are going to complement that. Then Tuesday, we're really going to get into defensive zone coverage and hammer on that. And Wednesday and Thursday and Friday, you got power play, you got line rushes and things like that. So it's really broken down by the day, just reaffirming what we've been doing all season.
Before I let you go, I got something here that I've been saving. Right here, I'm going to hold it up for this camera right here. There it is, USA. I know you're a USA citizen too, but got to give this to you before you leave.
Perfect.
Nick, thanks a lot, buddy. I appreciate it.
Thank you.